go. Dear Stan and T-Bomb. Okay, now here's the real question that came in from an email. That was just me, but this is real. Stan and T-Bomb. My husband got caught cheating, and he confessed it to me once I caught him. I couldn't just throw 11 years of marriage in the trash, though. So we have been in counseling, and we've been trying to repair our relationship. My issue with him is accountability. I told our counselor that my husband had an affair. He says that he never had an affair. He said he had a one-night stand, and he made one whack decision in our 11 years of marriage, and that I'm overreacting. He said he never had any feelings for the woman. He said doing something once and never doing it again should not hold the same weight or a penalty as someone who has had an affair and gives their heart away. I'm really trying to make this work and move on, but it's pissing me off that he's trying to minimize the offense he committed by saying that he didn't have any feelings and that he only effed her one time. Once is the same as 21 times to me. I bet he wouldn't want me to let someone poke inside of me just one time. And then she ended it. She didn't say nothing else.
Well, did he suck it? So this what I want to know.
What?
Did she suck it?
Did he suck it?
Did she just suck it, or did she kiss him in the mouth?
No.
I need to know which one of them happened.
He had intercourse.
If she just sucked it, then that's not the same thing. Because you said it's not as personal.
I agree.
So if she just sucked it, then hey, that ain't really technically cheating.
Listen, I agree.
So did she suck? Did she suck?
No, he cheated. He had sex with another woman, and he confessed it. But he said, I just effed her one time. It was no feelings involved, nothing else. And he did not have an affair. And so she's saying she's having a hard time with it. She doesn't want to throw away 11 years of a marriage. But he needs to take accountability and admit he had an affair. And he's saying, no, I didn't have an affair. Okay. I had a one-night stand.
Okay,
what
so
do you
I get
say?
what you're saying.
What,
Angela Clemens, Horace, Cuzzo, Eddie Hawkins, everybody that's over there on Facebook, we appreciate you guys. Y'all chime in on this one.
What do you say? I'm ready.
Tell me what y'all say.
To give my
so
reply.
Personally, I will say this: it's a lack of accountability is what's going on. That's the first problem.
Did he have an affair?
Yes, he did.
Even though it was one time.
If you're doing something that you couldn't tell your husband or your wife about, you having an affair. So he's having an affair. I wanted to know, did she suck it? But what I'm
well, it's worse. He poked it. He had intercourse and penetration. That's worse than sucking it.
Okay, so what I will say is, yes, you have violated her, and what you're doing is diminishing the act when you don't take ownership. So she can't get past it. You're leaving her in a stuck position when you don't take the ownership. So even if you don't think you cheated, I don't know.
He said he cheated, but it's not an affair, and I agree with him.
So what you're saying is your heart wasn't in it.
Correct.
You wasn't interested in her as much.
Correct.
You just wanted to let some steam off.
He had a whack decision, he said.
And so you made a whack decision. But I know you don't think of it as an affair, sir, but you had an affair because you stepped outside of someone. If you brought her to your home and introduced her to your wife and took her in the room, that's different. But you had an affair because it was unbeknownst. Is that a word? Unbeknownst. It was unbeknown to your mate. And so that's cheating. And so you do have to own it a little bit, because what you're doing is saying, well, I wasn't in it with my heart. I mean, it was just with my penis. I wasn't really like locked in with her. I don't like her like that. And it was just the one. But you still spent that time and that energy, and you spent a little time working up on it. That means you was talking to her a little bit.
Not necessarily.
Well, she's a real hoe. If you just ran up on her and stuck it in there, she's a whole hoe.
He probably
she's a whole hoe, and then now she's really having reason to be mad with you. Your discretion is real wild if you just ran up in there and just met her, and so she was a hoe and you was dumb. And so now she has reason to be pissed because you still saying, nah, it wasn't no affair. I ain't like her like that. So if you already owned it, own it all. Because it's kind of dumb for you to say, I did, but I didn't. Because that's kind of sound dumb. So grow up a little bit and be like, yeah, baby, you know what? I was a little drunk that night and I slid.
He said that.
So I apologize, and that wasn't a fair, and I won't do it again. Like, just be a grown-up. Like, grow the hell up. Like, and so stop pretending, because it's not going to diminish how she feels, and you're going to get on her damn nerves, and she's going to get her a go get a dick free card. And so that's what you don't want.
Okay.
And women have those. Like Monopoly, they'll be like, oh, shit, get out of jail free, get a dick free. And so that just means, well, the moment I get caught, they're going to say, well, you did it. That's called a get a dick pass.
That's only when you don't care about your box and your body. But what I will say, I will weigh in on this. I hate when things like this happen because, like she said, she doesn't want to just throw away 11 years of marriage. I definitely don't advise you to throw away 11 years of marriage because your husband did what 98% of.
Slow down.
98%.
Wait. Who do the percentages?
Baby, I didn't interrupt when you did yours.
But you were saying percentages.
I know. I have my facts. I didn't interrupt when you were saying yours.
Buck, you hear this?
I said she should not end 11 years of marriage for what 98% of husbands probably will at some point do. And you know, it was a bad decision that he made. And I know a lot of y'all women are not going to like me for what I'm about to say. But he's right in a sense. An affair to me is something completely different than a bad decision on a bad night that he just made a bad decision. If you give your heart away and you phone boning and y'all going out of town together, y'all spooning, and you in a whole relationship behind your wife's back and you having an affair, that's totally different, and that's grounds for fuck you, goodbye. But if he messes up one night and he made a whack decision, I'm not excusing it, I swear I'm not, but it is not something to end your 11-year marriage over, because 98% of them will probably at some point over the course of the years do something really bad. Or really dumb.
Well, let me ask you this. What if he never takes ownership, right? What if he always says, well, I don't look at it as a fair?
Well, what he said...
How do you stay with that?
Like, then it's tomato at that point. We both got to grow up. He did a indiscretion. He did not fall in love. He didn't give his heart away, his money away, or nothing. He gave his little wee-wee away for one night. Hopefully he wrapped up.
So Eddie said, I think what he's trying to say is I did it because it was available. But he's not trying to throw away his marriage off one bad act.
Correct, and I agree with that.
That's what he's saying. So the only thing that's the problem is that he's just not taking the whole ownership.
So she got to let that go. It's about words. It's wordplay. You had an affair. No, you had a one-night stand. You fucked. That's the thing. You did it.
Well, let me ask the ladies. Anybody can answer real quick. Okay, we're going to wrap it up after this. So real quick, though. If he does not admit that it was an affair because he feels like it wasn't an affair, his heart wasn't in it, do you still take it and keep going, or do you cut it right there? She not okay. What's this?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So what do you do, though, when he says, I don't feel that I cheated?
No, because he said he cheated.
No, he's saying, I don't feel I was involved. Like, I wasn't into her like that.
What I would do after going through all that, I would swallow that pill because he did admit it. Yep. He just doesn't want to label it like I'm putting it to him. Right. I didn't have an affair. I didn't have a relationship.
He doesn't want to say that he actually had feelings for that person.
Because that's what it was.
Right.
She's looking at it like, you had an affair, and my mind is messed up until you say, you admit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The terms that I want you to say it. But that's not.
It's not happening.
That ain't, yeah.
And so you keep going
anyway.
She got to
eat that.
She got to eat it.
And they got to rebuild and keep going to counseling. So here's my solution. Continue going to counseling. Don't weigh so heavily on what the word is. If he said he had an affair, he said he did it. And he doesn't want to lose his wife. He messed up. He made a whack decision. And we make whack decisions all in life. And God he forgives us. So forgive him, try to, and don't end your 11-year marriage over a mistake. That's my advice.
But what I will say is you really have to forgive him, though. You can't say, I'm going to forgive him and then feel away because he really didn't say what you wanted him to say. Because then you're going to hold it over his head, and that's when that get the D-free card come out, and that's a problem. So.
Right.
All right. Forgive him.
If y'all have a question for us, the email is info@spotlightoverthecity.com. Keep them coming in. We are very grateful, and it really keeps us engaged. So thank you.
Thank you much.
All right. We'll be right back with our first guest. Chef Dave Me, please.
Chef Dave Me.